It was just over a week ago that plans to build an airport in the Thames estuary on the Isle of Grain were grounded by the Airports Commission. This was the reaction of Boris Johnson, the London mayor, who was its biggest champion.
The great merit of the estuary scheme is that it's environmentally sensitive, it solves our problem in the long term. What we're really careering towards is a third runway at Heathrow, followed then by a fourth runway.
Now, a Medway councillor is calling on Boris Johnson to apologise to residents and pay back the £250,000 he says the authorities spent fighting plans for an airport on its doorstep. Conservative councillor Chris Irvine, who has tabled the motion for the full council meeting next month, joins me on the line now. Good evening.
Good evening, Dominic. Loving the show.
Oh, thanks very much. I'm trying to understand why you want an apology, though. Isn't this all part of politics? You have a debate, you win the argument. Seems Medway won the argument.
We have won the argument, and this was a real David and Goliath battle. When we look at what was ranged against us here in Kent, we had the Mayor of London, his office, Transport for London, his airport advisors, Foster and Partners, putting a lot of money into their campaign to bring forward this pie-in-the-sky proposal, whereas we here in Medway had to do things on much more of a budget. We had a fraction of the cost on our campaign. But I think we have achieved an outcome, but we still haven't had an acceptance from the Mayor of London, and I think the Mayor of London does have to apologise.
What's more important to you, the apology or the money or both?
I think actually it's fairly equal, actually, because at the end of the day, this is taxpayers' money we're talking about. I mean, there were a lot of people on the Hoop Peninsula, which is where I was elected to represent, who breathed a huge sigh of relief last week when this was announced. They had people there, elderly people, who were worried about being moved out of their homes, people who couldn't sell their homes. They were living under this sword of Damocles hanging over them for a number of years. But at the same time, we have spent, a £250,000 defending our position and defending the position of our residents. And I think the Mayor should apologise and he should pay back that money. That's money that we can spend on potholes, on schools. Yeah.
Conservative councillor Chris Irvine is with us tonight here on BBC Radio Kent, councillor for the Hoop Peninsula. We did ask the Mayor or someone from his office to come on, but no one was available for interview. In a statement they gave us, they made no mention of an apology. They did say it was the decision of the Airports Commission, not the Mayor, to undertake additional work on an estuary option. The statement also says the estuary option would have brought thousands of jobs to the area. Your response to that tonight?
Well, I think the airport has been ruled out conclusively on both economic terms and environmental terms.
So they've got it wrong?
They've had it wrong all the way along, and that is the message which we have kept saying. They kept ignoring this, and finally Boris has ended up with not pie in the sky, but pie in his face.
Although the Mayor's office does underline that they're still insisting the Isle of Grain proposal remains the only credible solution for a new airport to the east of the capital and will eventually be taken forward.
Well, if Boris Johnson wants to stand there with his fingers in his ears going, la, 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 I can't hear you, that's up to him. But the plain fact of the matter is we've had an independent investigation of this. It's been ruled out quite conclusively by the Howard Davis Commission.
OK.
It's not coming back, and Boris needs to apologise.
Chris Irvine, thank you for being with us, Conservative Medway councillor for the Hoop Peninsula tonight.